A life spent fleeing from the law leaves the spirit ready to escape with its newfound treasure.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but we've no time for talk. Tolman was out here with me and now Piety has him. We're headed for the crematorium. I've no chance against Piety and your blackguards, but you're another matter entirely. Please, you found it in your heart to rescue me. Tolman is just as worthy of your generosity.
Mortality is the mother of life. We have turned our backs on her.
Our paths meet in the shell of a long dead snail. An empire slow to see where its path was taking it. Built on the husk of another and destined to be buried time and time again. This city will see great things yet, Exile. But not in your lifetime. See you.
Whoever you are, I have to thank you for returning Clarissa to us. Problem is, one doe-eyed lover ain't much good to anyone. Like gloves, they tend to be more useful than pairs. The missing glove in this case is a young fella named Tolman. We'd be ever so grateful if you could find him for us.
Maramoa Patua welcomes you here, son of the Ngakure to this village of circumstance. As you can well appreciate, we exiles make our homes wherever Rayclast allows us to. Although we all here harbor different beliefs, see with different eyes, we are united in our thanks for returning Clarissa to us. She is the gentle heart of this place. A spirit still capable of love in this wasteland of hatred. Yet, that gentle heart remains in jeopardy. Piety and her blackguards still have Tolman, and although he isn't deserving of Clarissa, she'll not smile until he's by her side. There are days when I've questioned the ancestors. Why bring me here, to Rayclast, so far from all that I love? Seeing you vindicates their decision. It is easy to be Karui when you are surrounded by Karui, but to walk the Karui way through the kingdom of Kitava, that is the true test of a warrior. And as is our fate, our calling demands our sweat and our blood, every moment of every day. Help us, cousin. Help us by finding Tolman. Goodbye.
Fighting is a necessity here in Rayclast. It comes straight after breathing and right before eating on the "how do I keep myself alive today" list. Which reminds me, anytime you feel like a little pre-breakfast tussle, come and find me out there in San. I'll be happy to kick the sleep out of your eyes. Oh, and I'm not just good at killing people, you know. I'm also good at making things that kill people. It's a little hobby of mine, something I'm perfecting in preparation of hanging up my champion's mantle someday. And the funny thing is, the more killing I do, the more of a killing I make. You have to have the goods to make the goods, I suppose. Anyhow, I'm always happy to show off my wares, should you have the hankering. There's my favorite fighter. I've just been putting some finishing touches on a few martial bits and bobs. Rather nifty they are, if I do say so myself. In fact, I do believe I'm getting better at this frontier shopkeeper malarkey all the time. Certainly developing an eye for quality at any rate. Must be your good influence rubbing off me. So feel free to peruse my wares any time you like. Mates rates guaranteed.
Keep your distance, Exile. The name's Grigor, and when you've had your eyes fill of my twisted visage, how about you turn those fine jellies of yours eastward? Yes, you've brought Clarissa home to us, and once again I see she pesters me with pity. There's only so much broth, so many bouquets that a man can take. For a criminal, Clarissa has a strangely soft center. Still, I'd rather not see that heart of hers harden. See if you can find that lost boy mate of hers. With him around, Clarissa doesn't have as much time to bother me. Tread carefully, Exile.
You're right. Stay out of the shadows.
The Monkey King has built his throne on your back. A throne of gold and gem, polished with blood and tear. Throw off the Monkey King and his shining privy before your back is broken.
You there, a moment of your time. Yes, you'll do. Now listen carefully, for I do disdain repetition. There are those who live for greater things in Rayclast, and then there are those who just live. One of the latter is out there right now, grasping at our future with greedy little fingers. Kill this selfish malcontent and do it with all possible speed. Though they have deeply disappointed me, I still rather like this particular villain. Make it quick and relatively painless. The tool is sharper than it first appeared. Look for me in the San encampment should you wish to relieve me of further obstacles. You will be suitably compensated.
On the night of 1,000 ribbons, our finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect. It burned with shame for giving the title of emperor to a man who did not deserve it. Of the past.
You're simply too stupid to be realistic, aren't you, brute? You're nothing more than an animal. Enough of this.
Poor Tolman. I made this bracelet for him when he first arrived here. Idiot said he'd never take it off. I called him a liar. He didn't, though. Not once. I need to give you something. I asked a lot of you out there in the slums. More than I should have. You tried. And that's all we exiles can ever hope to do. See you.
I no longer dream when I sleep. I have a nightmare. The same nightmare over and over. The mirror. It it's never my reflection looking back. The first time that mirror appeared to me, it was Cole I saw, a rapist from Oriath I had the displeasure of sharing a pen with in Gravisius' stockade. Piety took him for her experiments, and that night I saw her handiwork while I slept. This time it was Tolman, flesh dried to leather, organs shrunk to husks, blood trickling through his skeleton like red dust in an hourglass. It's Piety's gift to me, that mirror. At least I won't be seeing Clarissa the next time I look into it. Make sure it's not you I see either. I walked halfway across this forsaken continent because of an ode. Of jewels and eternity, it's called. For twinkled promises of jewels and eternity, the Gemling Queen gave her heart and body to the King of Shades for one more day in the sun. The last day in the sun. That's but a portion of the full epic. The Gemling Queen lived, and she's the enigma behind the fall of the Ezomites and the Eternals both. Look to the Solaris Temple to the northeast. Find the Gemling Queen's remains before Piety does, and destroy them. Goodbye.
I used to be quite the lockpick back in Oriath. No vault nor bedchamber was safe from me. Now I have a new type of key, the Virtue Gem. Put the right key in the right lock, and you open up a world of possibility. Aid me in my cause, and I'll be inclined to offer you some of those possibilities at a reasonable price. And the more you help me, the more I can potentially offer you. Such is the fundamental rule of commerce. So look for me out there in the wastelands, Exile. By then I'm sure to have found another way for you to improve our mutual situation.
Tolman's dead then. Another victim of Piety's cruelty. Perhaps he escaped lightly. Look upon Grigor to see what life entails under Piety's influence. I give you this, in recognition of all that you have done for us. We shall mourn Tolman's death as we shall treasure Clarissa's life. General Gravisius demands absolute obedience from his blackguards, meaning he's surrounded himself with cowards and lackwits unable to lift a finger without orders. If you are able, traverse the river and murder Gravisius in his own barracks. You'll be ripping the very mind from the skulls of our enemies. Be well.
I'll miss a boy. He was always up for a laugh, whether it was at his expense or not. But I wouldn't miss that Clarissa more. Argan's the name, by the way, and it's my honour to welcome you to Dirty Old Sun, the metropolis of opportunity. The opportunity to make something of yourself, or the opportunity to have a very messy death. The poet Victario lit himself a piece of the Purity Rebellion right under Emperor Chitis's nose. But here's what really interests me. Victario was quite the talented larcenist as well. Pulled off the ice to the century in the name of the people, of course. 3 gifts from Chitis, finely crafted platinum busts destined for Marseilles Lioni, Hector Titusius, and Gaius Centauri. Victario and his coppers hold up in the sewers beneath the marketplace, the warehouse district, and the slums. Now that you've got Clarissa's key, well, who knows what the Purity rebels stashed away for a rainy day. You take first pick. I'll be content with those heroic busts, part of my Return to Oriath fund, you see. If I was Victario, I'd have stashed one in each of my hideouts. Eggs and baskets. You know the saying. Stay out of the shadows.
What is it? Watch yourself.